The Zenless 2.4 program was today, which means there's a lot of new information to go over with this new upcoming patch, which means there's also brand new information on our new units coming into the game, Dialyn and Banyue. And in this video, we're going to be talking about all about Dialyn because this is a character that's actually looking pretty insane for the attack and Ruputre class. This is one of our brand new stunners that's going to be implementing a very insane gimmick that I don't think any of us are truly ready for the impact that it's about to have on the future of the game. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down everything that we understand about Dialyn so that we get a general gist on how she plays, going over potential team comps that I think are going to be strong with her or just overall has me interested, as well as we're going to be talking about if she's going to be worth pulling for once her banner comes up at the beginning of 2.4. But I don't want to hold you guys up any longer. Let's go ahead and get to talking about our new S-rank physical stun unit, Dialyn. But before we get into that, be sure to check out LD Shop to get the best discounts on your pools. LD Shop is a formal top-up platform created by LD Player Emulator Group. They offer amazing discounts on a multitude of games through official partnership with Razor Gold, who is the official top-up partner of HoYoverse. This means that they're a safe and reliable platform for you to use, and so many players have left amazing ratings and reviews. Now I know you guys are already waiting to see how do you get those sweet Zenless deals. Well, all you have to do is click on Zenless Zone Zero at ldshop.gg and you'll see that there's a plethora of discounts to choose from at rates better than the official game. They offer deals for in and out memberships. You can grab character skins for a low price, and they even have massive discounted bundles that guarantee you the new limited character or their W engine. Now, once you have an item you want to purchase, all you need to do is select your server region and enter your UID. Then bam, your currency should be loaded into your account in 5 minutes or less. Now, something that I almost forgot to mention is that if you haven't topped up in Zenless before and you want to get that big bonus, if you do it on LD Shop, you'll not only still get the discounts that they offer, but you'll also get that big top up bonus in game. That's just a deal that you can't beat. So if you guys still need to grab those new units, be sure to use my link in the description or comment section below to receive their 15% off coupon, which can save you up to $50 towards the units that you want. Dialyn is our new upcoming physical stun unit that specializes in transforming chain attacks into ultimates for her teammates. You heard me right, she turns chain attacks into ultimates. Who the hell on the dev team be coming up with this shit? Now, how she's able to do this is by using her two unique resources, customer's complaint and positive reviews. When Dialyn has a customer complaint point, you gain access to her hold basic attack, Get Lost, which triggers this insane Bayonetta animation that is sick as fuck to look at. This skill is the key to her main gimmick because if this is triggered to start a chain attack or is triggered during a chain, it consumes 60 positive reviews to turn the next squad member's chain attack into their ultimate. If the skill fails to trigger a chain though, it would then consume 90 positive reviews to force a chain attack outside of stun while still granting her teammates the ability to trigger their ultimate when they come on the field. The potential this grants Dialyn as a stunner is completely out of this world. This is because she'll be allowing the DPS on her team to trigger multiple ultimates in a single stun window, and even outside of it, potentially granting them the highest DPS they've ever seen in the entire game. This immediately tells me that Dialyn is about to be the best stunner because there's just no other that will be able to truly compete with the damage potential that she'll be offering for her team. Now, when hearing that, some of you are probably about to start screaming power creep in the comment section, which I can understand. But I think with the amount of in-game content that we have now and all the teams that you need in order to clear them, having a stunner with this much power shouldn't hurt the usage rate of other stunners that much because you're going to need plenty of units, and especially stun if you primarily use attack or Ruputre units. This does make me wonder though, how in the hell are going to be able to one-up this character when we get another stunner in the future? I guess this is the issue we'll have to worry about when we get there. Okay, now that we know about her insane gimmick, you're probably wondering, how do we build up the resources that's required in order to make this happen? Well, for starters, Dialyn's core passive grants her 60 positive review whenever she enters the battlefield, and she's able to hold up to a maximum of 120. This means out the gate, Dialyn already has an ultimate chain attack ready. She's then able to accumulate positive reviews with her EX special, which from it looks like it's about 10 points for every form of EX special that she performs. More on that later. Now, once she accumulates 90 positive reviews or activates her ultimate, Dialyn recovers one customer complaint point, granting her access to her whole basic attack that we mentioned before. Keep in mind that she can only hold up to 1 point, so be sure to expend them as soon as you can. And that's it. Building resources for Dialyn is pretty straightforward and easy, but learning how to manage them properly seems to be the challenge with the character. I kinda already have an idea in rotations to make things run smoothly with this character, but before we get into that, we need to talk more about her EX special. Like I mentioned before, Dialyn's EX special attack has 3 forms, being rock, paper, and scissors. Now what we know so far, all of these forms apply a buff known as overwhelming positive effect, increasing the damage of Dialyn's team. We also know that when the form paper hits an enemy, they are inflicted with a debuff known as malicious complaint, extending the enemy's stun duration and increasing their stun damage multiplier until that enemy recovers from stun. We can probably assume that the other forms like rock and scissors probably have their own effects as well, but for now we don't know anything about those. With all the information we do know, I think it's pretty easy to say that Dialyn is an insane stun unit that seems like she's going to do it all. Like, I honestly don't see any downsides to this character besides her not being able to run with anomaly units. But if you want to ask me, I don't view that as a downside at all, because anomaly has been getting blessed long enough, and so I think it's about time that our attack and rupture units start getting a little bit more love as we progress through season 2, which so far I'm pretty happy with. Speaking of attack and rupture, if Dialyn has an attack or rupture unit on her team, the damage of her skills increase, her EX special attack receives a crit damage increase, and the stats from her attack and or rupture units on her team provides additional damage boosts for her EX special as well. This additional is really nice as it allows Dialyn to significantly contribute to her team's DPS through her own damage. If this damage is significant enough, it could ideally make running her in some unique team comps worthwhile, offering more flexibility for players. We'll talk more about that once we get into the team section. Overall though, Dialyn is looking like a pretty insane stunner. She's mostly the type of character that I think the attack and rupture class needs in order to compete with anomaly on a constant basis, and I think once we all have our hands on her and understand her rotations, we'll be able to easily see that. Now, to kind of give you guys an idea of how Dialyn's rotations will work, I think your goal is to build 90 positive review, a complaint point, and get as close to max decibels before you trigger the stun window. How you can do this is by utilizing her EX special, as it builds a significant amount of positive review and days. Ideally, by the time stun triggers, you should have the amount of positive review you need, a customer complaint, and your ultimate. Both her buff and debuff for her team should also be active as well, allowing you to initiate stun with her whole basic attack to trigger a ultimate chain for your teammate. You then want to cancel this chain to switch to Dialyn in order for her to use her EX special to build positive review during stun. You then switch into another character to trigger chain attack, allowing you to follow with Dialyn CA to build enough positive review for another hold basic. If you don't have enough, popping her ultimate here should grant you enough to trigger the hold basic for the final ultimate chain on your DPS. Then to end off the stun, you finally want to use the decibels to pop their DPS ultimate one last time. I know there was a lot, but ultimately the goal here is to optimize the stun window in order to perform 3 ultimates in a single stun. Now, when we actually get our hands on Dialyn and I'm able to fill out more about the character, the order of this might change, but I am pretty confident that being able to trigger 3 stuns in a single window should be possible, and if it is, it's going to lead to some insane and satisfying damage that I think all hardcore Dialyn players are going to want to aim for any team that she's on. This is definitely a sweaty rotation though, and if you're someone that's not really a sweaty player, don't worry, because you can just trigger your automatic chains like normal and still grant yourself 2 additional ultimates that you normally wouldn't get if Dialyn wasn't on your team. This will still lead to better DPS than you're probably getting currently right now with any of the attacker or rupture characters you're running, making her a really solid pick regardless if you end up optimizing her rotations fully or not. Dialyn is a unit that I expect to change the game drastically for attack and rupture units, because the amount of support she provides for her team again isn't really being matched by any other stunner in the game. Just to get you guys to understand the significance a bit more, this ultimate chain attack function might be just as impactful as when Astra's constant quick assist was implemented into the game when she released. I think Dialyn is that, but for stunners. And from what I'm seeing with her kit right now, basically every attack and rupture agent would love to have her on their team because she's just that damn good. Speaking of which, let's again talk about teams. When building a team for Dialyn, all you need is an attack or rupture unit on her team with their dedicated support. This means for the most part, Dialyn would just be replacing any stunner on the current teams that you're running, making her really easy to squeeze in any team comp. Some of the ones that seem very exciting to play for me are Minato, Dialyn, Lucy, and of course you can substitute Minato for Yijuan, Yidhari, and Banyue, and Juyan, Dialyn, Asher, which of course you can substitute Juyan for a lot of different attackers like Soldier 11, Ella, Dialyn, Neko, Billy, and so many more. And of course, if you guys know me, I'm also definitely looking forward to running dual DPS comps with this character, like Banyue Dialyn Minato when he releases, Soldier 11 Dialyn Orphe, and even C Dialyn Haramasa. There's probably a bunch of other team combinations I'm currently not thinking of, especially when it comes to our A rank units, as I think Dialyn is going to be benefiting our A rank characters pretty significantly as well, making her a great investment for a lot of my people who are in love with our A rank units currently within the game. But overall, Dialyn is looking like she's going to be providing some very strong teams for characters, and I think because of this allows us to lead into her overall pool value, and if I think she's going to be worth the pool once the 2.4 patch rolls around. If you're someone that's interested in Dialyn or just looking for an overall new stunner within the game, Dialyn is by far one of the best stun units you can pull for. This is because this is a character that's providing general support for both attacker and rupture units, meaning that she's going to be able to fit in almost any team that you can think of as long as your DPS falls under the attack and rupture class. Her ability to provide ultimates as chain attacks and able to increase her team's overall DPS, as well as being able to contribute to her own DPS on her team, makes her a very significant and valuable pickup if you're going to pick up any unit within this patch. Now, of course, if you're more excited for other characters coming in the future, definitely you can skip her and go and pick her up on a rerun. But if you're looking for the most bang for your buck value and a unit that's probably going to be having a very long lasting impact on your account, Dialyn is the way to go, even over Banyue. Banyue is the character I'm most excited for this patch, so you guys know that I'm probably going to be glazing him the most. But if I have to be honest, Dialyn definitely provides more overall value for your account, and if you are in a really good position, I would even suggest pulling both characters in you if you can, or at least pulling for Dialyn and going for the next best attack and rupture unit coming in within the next patch, which seems to be our Void Hunter Yi Xunyang. I feel like I'm saying her name terribly. I haven't got it down yet, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Unlimited Blade Works. But yeah, overall, Dialyn is a great pickup, and I think anybody that's interested in her or even likes this character and just want to have a character that offers very fun and unique gameplay, she's going to be really sick. But yeah, that's everything I have to say about the character. She's really strong. I don't think she'll be a waste of anybody's pools if you want to go for her. But I do know that 2.5 is coming around the corner, and that is the big Void Hunter patch, and I know a lot of you guys probably are debating about skipping this patch just because the Void Hunter is always very valuable to people and you don't want to miss out on that, which I can understand. But if you do have the pools and you do have enough to pick one or the other, Banyue or Dialyn, I think at this very moment Dialyn might be the better option. But don't sleep on Banyue, because we got a lot to talk about in this next video that if you are interested in him, you don't want to miss out, because this is an insane character. I'm done yapping. I appreciate you guys and all your love and support. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and always remember to believe in you that believes in yourself. I'll see you guys in the next one.